I'm gonna just be honest, right? I'm gonna just be honest with you. I like it. I do like the interactions, the interplay, the imagery of Luffy riding a dragon, Momo being the dragon. Y'all already know I don't like the idea of Momo himself being an adult. I always kind of like the dynamic of him being a kid and him having to deal with the frustrations of being a kid in a leader's position. I felt like that was just stronger narrative than Momo being aged up magically to surpass all those limitations he had. But I'm gonna pass it off to my man.
All right, so I don't know who I pass it on to, but I'm gonna just hop in. And when it comes to the Momo thing, I bet. When it comes to the Momo thing, I think it's okay for him to be an adult. You know what I'm saying? Given the fact that he still has the mindset of a kid, it actually adds more pressure to him to actually perform. Because like now you're an adult. You know what I'm saying? And if all the samurai, and everybody's looking at you, you're the leader. You know what I'm saying? You're the person who's supposed to lead Wano. You're supposed to be the shogun and whatnot. Now they're looking at you like, yo, you got to perform. You got to step up. You can't use that kid excuse, not knowing that inside his body, in his mind, he's actually still a kid. So it adds more pressure to him for him to actually step up and do something.
True.
No, I agree with that, but at the same time, like, I was agreeing with you because I was originally like, I mean, Oda does everything pretty well, so I wasn't really that worried about it. But like, I was originally real big on maybe him finding the strength of heart instead of just getting big, like Huey was saying. But I don't think it's gonna be some kind of magical. He got super strong because it's not, because like you said, he's still like 8 years old in the heart, so it's not like he's got hockey or anything like that. So I think it'll be done pretty well.
Yeah, I'm not mad at the way Oda handled this. I especially like the way that everyone found out Momo, was an adult dragon. Like when they stormed through the castle, I like that. Everyone got to see that, he's a dragon, and Oda didn't force it or nothing. Like he didn't make some spectacular big, like, you can't miss this entrance or whatever. I like the way Oda handled it. Like Kid, Law, the Alliance, everyone got to see, that there's a bigger dragon, that's on the Alliance's side now. And yeah, I just like the way that he handled it.
I enjoy the comedy element from it. I enjoyed seeing that Momonosuke is still having to deal with his mental struggles. He's even though he is 28 now, he's still an 8-year-old in the mind. So there's still time to develop him. It's not just like a slap in the face to everything that Oda was doing at first. So I think I enjoyed it a lot.
Right. Yeah, especially you said the comedy element. I mean, him pulling up through the entire castle and like destroying it, showing up in front of everybody. That's pure comedy, bro. That's
the
gold.
Nigga was walking, he was flying with his blinders on. Like, what is good with this guy, bro?
Open your eyes, man.
Yeah, how y'all feel about the... Okay, go.
Oh, my bad. I just wanted to say, I do enjoy the little element that as he was flying through all of Onigashima, through the castle and whatnot, and he had his eyes closed. The moment that he hears that Kaido is near, he opens his eyes and you see his look intensify. Yeah. I feel like that was just a very great detail, showing the growth of Momonosuke. Like, it's like when things getting serious, it's like, all right, it's time to get serious. Even if I gotta like man up, even though I'm terrified, I still got to go through with this.
Right.
I feel like Luffy is also still coaching him through it. Like, I think him being up there with Luffy in this battle is going to, make him man up. Luffy's going to, talk shit to him, like make him actually have to really show what he's about and show that he's going to be the shogun, make him earn his position. So I like it. I like it a lot.
Kind of like how like his lobby, Sanji told Usopp, "Yo, there's things that I can't do that you can do. We all have, like our own roles to fulfill in this battle." I think it's the same thing with Luffy and Momonosuke, especially when it comes to the island falling down. Like you could tell, like the nigga is still terrified of heights, but he's going to have to fly and like what I'm saying, do something about this island coming down because, I mean, like this is your people. They have to see you, the pink dragon, not the Azure dragon, but the pink dragon, save the entire capital. They have to recognize, this, whatever this dragon is, this is the savior of Wano, basically. So I think it's a cool thing that Oda's doing with Momonosuke and the Luffy thing.
Fire.
That bitch is a beast.
Some agenda on Yamato.
Let's hit this shit right now, bro.
Of course. Let's hit this shit. Agenda piece, pushing agendas. That's something that we gotta do. Yamato has to be one of the strongest characters in the series. Like it's without a debate in my mind that Yamato, the way that she is fighting against Hybrid Kaido and how she's manhandling him, the fact that she has Conquerors and Advanced Conquerors, right? Conqueror's coding, it is proven without a doubt that Yamato is either on Luffy's level or she's above him.
I think right now we're on the same level, but once the fight is over, like Luffy will be stronger towards the end.
Yeah, Luffy about to show out. Obviously.
Yeah, man. Cause like
all of Yamato's arsenal, like all the attacks she's got. Oh, what's your favorite one?
You talking about me?
Her favorite attack? Anybody?
I think we talked about this. I like the arrow thing.
Oh yeah, the arrow. I think mine was probably the glacier slash. To be honest with you, when she cracked Kaido over the head, bro.
She went bonk on his head.
Yeah, I think Glacier Slash is honestly her most creative move. Like she spins it around with one arm, like while holding it with the other, and that shit like turns into like a wheelbarrow almost.
Yeah,
it's kind of like it looks kind of like Killer's attack, and like when you're on the roof. Not like exactly the same, but like the way it looks, how it's like spinning.
And
it kind of reminded me of like a different version of Three Worlds Ragnarok. Whereas like she's spinning it on her side, Kaido's spinning it over the top of his head, and like they both come down with like a somewhat of a stroke, you know what I mean? So it's like I feel like some of her moves are based off of Kaido's, but like they're kind of like remixed to like suit her better in her Devil Fruit.
Yeah, that's true. I definitely feel that.
Yeah, so I've been talking with Brasi and Jesse in here a lot about Yamato, but I agree with Huey and everybody else pretty much that she's one of the strongest characters in the series. As far as from what Oda has shown us so far, I think it's safe bet to place like Conqueror's coding users, the ones that can actually use it on, at any time they want to. I think it's a safe bet to place them around like the top 10. I think like the pedigree of the people that has it or has had it, for the ones that has passed away. I think the pedigree for Conqueror's coding has been like the best. So yeah, for sure. I agree with y'all. I think
Kaido literally said that.
Yeah, he said it's the very strongest can tap into the power. So I think it's a safe bet that once you're able to do it and you can use it, as part of your fighting style, I don't see a reason to say Yamato isn't up there with the big boys. So yeah, I think she's the second strongest. I say she's the second strongest female in One Piece behind Big Mom.
Oh yeah,
I can see that.
Oh, Hancock.
I personally see. Now you're gonna push me on the Boa agenda, bro, and now I'm gonna sidetrack and I'm gonna go on for an hour about Boa, bro. I can't do it, bro.
I'm not going to even start. Like, I'm like, wait, hold on. I'm not even going to let myself get warped into this.
You already started. I already started. You felt the heat coming up.
Yeah, I was like, ooh, I started burning a little.
Can Boa use conqueror coding? I mean, she should be able to. Like, she's the queen of a hockey island.
Yes, exactly.
I believe it with 100% that she can do conqueror's coding.
Yeah. All right. So like, listen. Right?
If she can, we can like later on when it's revealed and we see her in battle, we can revisit. You know what I'm saying? If she's above Yamato, but I mean, Yamato got beat by Kaido with conqueror's coding. He's using conqueror's code repeatedly to beat her. She got up and landed a final attack with Luffy. Unknowingly, but she landed a final attack with Luffy. So
final, like
yeah,
you're saying, she's.
Well, I'm saying for right now, as far as for what Luffy had to say, it's looking like him and Momo is taking the baton. Yeah. Like he was like you held him back for us basically. I just posted the panel in Discord. Yeah. Agenda piece.
Yeah, with the white serpent and Jack Culverin.
Yes. Yeah, so he said you were holding Kaido back for us. So that's great, thanks. So it's kind of like Oda's passing the baton to Luffy and Momonosuke. I could be wrong, but it seems like that they're gonna, at least for at least a good chapter or two, there's gonna be Kaido versus Luffy and Momonosuke. And probably have Yamato just stand up there and watching. I don't think she's going to leave. I don't see a reason for her to leave. But
you're right, you're right. Like, because like fucking Luffy, through he gonna be like, yo, my nigga, like, you know, we here now. Like, you got to get off this rooftop. Go ahead and like, you know, kick back, relax, go eat some Oshiruko or some shit like that. We got this.
Yeah,
I don't think he's gonna say that, but
she's in base form too. You know what I'm saying? Like. She went out of her hybrid form. I feel like, you know, personally, you know, she's a little tired.
Yeah, she's probably exhausted at this point.
Yeah, wasn't he like beating the crap out of her with like his what is it called again?
Kanabo?
I'm just gonna call it a club. Because it's like a big ass metal baseball bat. But he was like beating her like the sound effect is here somewhere where it's just like
I posted it in Discord. I posted it in Discord.
You can see the blood.
He's in it like multiple times. I'm like, wow, you're a terrible father.
Or maybe that's just lightning.
I don't think that she's like tired like that, because based off the when she sees Luffy, she's just like hey, like she pretty much just chilling. I'm not saying she was chilling. Obviously, she was going through hell, but it don't seem like it's. You know what I'm saying? Like she was.
But she's like, not really like how Zoro was at the end, right?
Yeah. I'm not saying she couldn't keep fighting. I was just saying, like, she's glad to take a break. You know what I'm saying? Momo. I mean, if they're about to fight in the sky and some shit. You know, she's glad to take a break. Come on, bro.
As I'm looking at the panels though, I can see one, she's no longer in hybrid form, so that means that like in between this panel where Kaido is like, that is your fate, Yamato, and he's beating the shit out of her with like he got the flip flop, or the belt. It looks like she got knocked out of her hybrid form into her regular form. It's like she's dragging her Kanabo, like she's like kind of like messed up from the attack. I don't think this is probably the end for Yamato, considering the fact that she did just do an attack on Kaido with Luffy. I feel like if that was the final attack, her eyes would probably go white and then she'll drop. But I feel like that's for a future chapter. I'm trying to figure out. My bad. I just got this last thing to say. I'm trying to figure out how is Momonosuke going to be incorporated into this fight. Is he going to get a hybrid form, or is he going to just stay in this dragon form? Then
I mean, technically, don't you automatically like? It's like you automatically get 3 forms when you're a zone. Like he doesn't have to like work for his hybrid form. Like he can do the hybrid.
That's what I'm saying. Like, is he going to go hybrid form in this fight, or is he going to
I think he'd be nasty against fodder in his hybrid form. Like if he like, you know what I'm saying, he could fight almost anybody except for fucking Kaido.
Yeah, I think based off of how it's going, I can see as I touched back to what I said earlier about how like Luffy still is going to be like coaching Momonosuke through. I think it's going to be like a Luffy like yelling at Momonosuke to do an attack. You know what I'm saying? To defend himself
his
against
Pokemon.
Kaido. Like like Luffy's going to pretty much be
Gyarados, bro.
like covering Momonosuke ass and like at the same time yelling at him like do something or or do something like like water. No, but that's how I see it going because Oda, he's going to go in their banter back and forth. Luffy pretty much being this kind of insensitive, even though he's helping him through it. But Momonosuke, pretty much having to man up. He's 28 now, so it's do something. So
They're
I think Luffy's going to be covering for him.
Last breath, like together and against each other.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, and I said this earlier on Twitter, I feel like this could be a potential sign that, because I remember in chapter 1008, the Rooftop 5, they're like, nothing that we're doing is working on Kaido and Big Mom. And Luffy gets sent back flying. He's like, that's bullshit. They have to be feeling all the attacks that we're doing to them. They're just as human as we are. So for Kaido to take up the position that he is an Oni, he's not human. He doesn't need human connection or human involvement. I feel like could be a potential delusion that he created for himself. Because we do know that he was captured so many times. And I can only wonder how many times you were actually captured by the world government. We know he was experimented on by Vegapunk to make Momo's devil fruit. I'm wondering what other experiments may have been put onto him. I always have the theory that, Punk Hazard is obviously connected to giant experimentation. So, like, what if they were trying to also recreate the ancient giants, like ores and whatnot? And Kaido was probably the most successful version of it. So, I feel like this may lead into more going deeper into Kaido's mindset and how he feels about, maybe being a human that evolved into an Oni through experiments, as opposed to it being a real race of Onis.
Okay, I see what you're saying, and that would be insane, to be honest with you. I didn't see your tweet saying that. That you blew my mind right there, to be honest with you.
Yeah, damn, Huey. Like, I can't even think straight now.
All right. I had something to say, and now I can't think of anything. I'm like, oh.
But if that's the case, then like, what is with like Yamato? Because like they obviously have the same horn. So like, is it just that his DNA only?
Yeah, I like how it was basically like confirmed that both of Yamato's parents are Oni, right? Like she said, he said his exact words were the blood of ogres is in your veins. So
that could also just be like his lineage of ogres, if that was to be taken literally. But what I'm saying, to answer Felicity's question, is that the experiment obviously changed his DNA or his bloodline elements or whatever the Viz media has out for that term. But and that change of DNA has altered what his kids will be like. So that's why Yamato has the horns. Probably not fully Oni, like maybe her mother was human, but like, because you can obviously see a difference in size between Yamato and Kaido.
Yeah, they don't really look alike. Other than the horns, they don't look alike.
Yeah. So there's definitely like she has like maybe some elements that make her more durable and the horns, but it's not. She's like a half and half. If you get my drift.
So she's like a half
biracial. She's biracial.
Yeah. Damn, I ain't blow your mind that bad, dude.
Oh, okay. So, do you think like we might figure out all of this in this one backstory, or do you think it's going to be like maybe a little later on?
It's gonna have to be spaced out. Because it's like if we get more of like Yamato's backstory, because we didn't get the full thing. We just got, a part of it. If we got more of a Yamato backstory, we could have something with Kaido, how she was raised and stuff like that. And we don't even know who her mother is, so it's maybe the mother is a part ogre. You know what I'm saying? Like, who knows? But I think it's gonna be spaced out, with Yamato being there, and then it's gonna be just Kaido's backstory in general. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the same.
Yeah. Okay. So you think Oda's going to continue doing little flashbacks while they're fighting, while they're on top?
I feel I'm giving a bold prediction here, but I feel like the next chapter is going to be a Yamato flashback chapter. I feel like this is
Yamato up to join the crew.
I ain't gonna talk about that. I ain't gonna mention.
All I'm saying is, if Luffy starts calling Yamato and not Yama bro or Yama then they're gonna obviously be friends. That's because he called Frankie robot dude, and then he called who else? All the people before they join the crew, they have a weird ass nickname, and then he learns their name. But it's not true for everybody, because Boa Hancock, he called her Hammock for mad long, and then he called her Hancock, but she never joined. So it's not set in stone. If he learns her name, that means she's joining.
Yeah.
I think this whole thing about her being, Odin and her fighting against Kaido and stuff like that. I think this is just it's a setup for her coming into her own character, because yes, she does want to be Odin, and yes, she does want to accomplish what Odin failed to accomplish. But I feel like she has to have something for herself. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like this whole fight, her backstory, showing us exactly why she is the way she is. I think it's culminating into her just filling out her figuring out whatever she wants to actually do for herself. Because basically once she basically defeats Kaido, which was something that Odin failed to do. What else does it mean to be Odin? You know what I'm saying? What else did he not accomplish in that in his life that would basically make her want to fill in that gap and become Odin? There's nothing else. So it's you have to have something for yourself at that point.
I agree.
Hey man, I appreciate it. After the long pause, my nigga, I appreciate it. Yeah.
I mean, bro. I mean, there's nothing to say after that, bro.
No,
said what's on my mind. He's not really a good father.
He's not really a good father yet. Yes, he is.
He's a rough father.
Okay, it's all right.
It's just
think about this,
into
right?
shape.
You to think about this, right? Because I know, okay, for instance, right? If you were raised as a person with good parentage, and you had good morals, taught to you by your parents, and you actively chose to be a piece of shit, then I can say you're a terrible father. But I feel like Kaido is just he's just a product of his circumstances. You know what I mean? I don't think he's actively trying to be a bad father like Judge, because Judge was an absolute piece of shit. He actively chose to do the shit that he did. But I think Kaido is it's just his mindset, because that's how he was taught, that's how he was raised, and that's all he knows. You feel me? Especially growing up with the Rocks pirates and shit like that, all they did was fight and treat each other like shit. So it's I don't think he's necessarily trying to be a bad father. I think there's just a lot of layers to what Kaido is.
I mean, I agree that there's layers, but he used to beat the shit out of her all the time, and put these cuffs on her that if she took them off, they'd explode and she'd die. So he's still a bad dad. It doesn't matter what the circumstances were.
Yeah, I'm about to say, yeah.
And then
really
for Kaido to be upset that Yamato wants to be Odin, I'm maybe she'd want to be more like you if you didn't beat the shit out of her all the time. That would have helped a lot.
Yeah, maybe we should listen to you once in a while. Do what you asked.
I'm good, everyone.
Oh, what's up, man?
Oh, man, bro, what's up, bro?
Oh, made it in here?
Bro, I just finished slavery, man. My work time is done.
Oh, okay. Man, we were just talking about Kaido as a father, bro.
You know what? I think he's a big softy, in my opinion. He could have killed Yamato a long time ago.
Yeah, I think given the fact that he didn't kill her, given especially under the circumstances that he was like born into, just the world of violence and all that stuff like that. I think maybe he's like coming into like his own, maybe gaining somewhat of a heart on some Grinch shit. But not big enough to like be like, yo, I'm sorry for smashing your face in with this Kanabo, you know what I mean?
That's the thing. That's the thing. Judge is being a good father, even though he like put a fucking mask on his head and locked him in a cage for how many months? Like, just because he didn't kill her doesn't mean he's a good dad.
Yeah, well, but like Judge,
he's not a good dad. I just think he's a big softy.
Yeah, like Judge, I'm not saying he's a good dad. I'm saying he's a lot better than people are like making him out to be.
To me, Judge the bitch ass nigga. Don't compare Judge to nobody. Fuck that nigga, Judge.
I think we all can agree that
he does his crew. He just tries to break them mentally. Seems like he's been trying to break Yamato mentally for years and years and years. So that way,
I was literally just about to say this.
Okay.
And he's extremely impressed by her using Conqueror's Haki too. It's like, I mean, I bet you, of course, you're gonna be able to use that shit. That's how he's looking at it. Like,
yeah, I feel like just like what Hogan's saying that it's not about Kaido being a softie. It's more so that he was doing all of this to break Yamato's will. Like you said, it's like you want to be Odin, so you gotta die. Like if you would, that's what you want to do. So he doesn't actually go and put her to death. Like he puts her through starvation, and then he puts her in like a cage that's gonna break her mentally.
Kill the people who have helped her.
Yes, exactly. So now she's to come around to his way of thinking.
Bro, for being honest, someone who's using Conqueror's Haki at the age of 8, she ain't dying of starvation. She's gonna find a way to survive.
Yeah, he's seen some potential.
Yeah, I don't know how he's gonna.
You don't know how.
I don't know how he thinks that he would be able to break her will if she has conquerors. Like that's the whole purpose.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly. And plus, he was impressed as shit that she was using conquerors. He was like, that's my son.
You see, that's the thing about it, right? Oh wait, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that it's not true just because you have your will broken that that defeats the purpose of conquerors. Because Luffy's will was shattered multiple times, and he has conquerors still. So.
I didn't know you hate this question.
Yeah, I see.
I should have basically confirmed that Yamato was joining the crew. This nigga away was like, fuck Yamato. This whole flow chain. His whole flow chain, bro.
I'm waiting for her character arc to end to have like an opinion fully. Because there's no way it's gonna end with her still with the Odin stuff. Like to me, it's really clear like what Oda's trying to do with her character. Like,
I don't even care about all that. I love her either way.
Yeah. So y'all know my take.
I really like Yamato.
I'm gonna say how I feel about Yamato, and I don't hate Yamato. Yamato's character so far is kind of meh. I feel like her popularity is inflated by fan service.
I mean, the side group kind of goated, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it is because obviously it's so important that it needs to be in an SBS, anthropomorphized or whatever. And it's like, all right, this is the appeal to this character. So for the longest, I had the issue with.
I don't even know what you're talking about, bro.
Wait, say it again.
I said I don't even know what you're talking about, bro.
Oh, you don't know about the side boob? You don't know about that?
No. All I see is a face, bro.
That was a ridiculous crap in SBS.
Hey, just let me see your browser.
Your browser.
just screen cap your browser, put it in the chat. I want to
straight up browser. All right. Wait, which
I want to see
like
my history? You mean or my?
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely your history.
Bro, this nigga Jesse going to incognito mode, bro. Ain't nothing there, bro. Ain't nothing there.
I was just about to say, bro. But, you really want to see my history, bro?
but as I was saying, though,
shit, me because a nigga look wholesome this shit.
Well, what I was saying though for Yamato, I didn't like the fact that for the longest Yamato, if she's to join the crew, has zero real strong interactions with any other member of the crew except Luffy. And even with Luffy, I feel like her relationship is kind of one-sided. Like, I think she cares more about him than he actually cares about her. Like, I don't really see him being up in tears about Yamato saying, you know what, I don't want to sail with you anymore. He'd be like, all right, well, fuck you too then. I'm gonna just go about my way. Yamato, right? The interesting detail that I've seen in these last two chapters is that Kaido is kind of denying Yamato the ability to interact fully and have friends with humans, right? So you get this panel where she's like, you know, that's not true. I have people who care about me. Well, I had people, and you see that hesitation is there simply because like all the people that she's ever cared about or who cared about her has died, and it's all been at the hands of Kaido. Kind of going back to my theory that Kaido is controlling Yamato, mentally and emotionally. That's why she refers to herself as a he, or Kaido refers to her as his son. It's all manipulation based. So I like that detail with Yamato at least.
Yeah, I feel
but this should have came a long time ago.
I was gonna say I like almost everything about Yamato personally because I like her interactions with Luffy. I like her backstory. I liked the fact that her backstory with Ace. I like the inherited will that we got going on because it's a huge theme throughout the entire series. So I don't know. I find her really interesting personally, and I just want to learn more about her.
I mean, when it comes to Yamato, like I agree with Yui. Like she doesn't have really much interactions with like anybody in the crew. Like when you see like Robin, first time she showed up, she interacted with the entire crew at the time, and then so on and so forth. Frankie, same way, like it's just like with Yamato, it's like it's mainly Luffy and Momonosuke. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't seem like enough for her to like, join the crew. Like imagine like, you know what I'm saying? She just randomly like joins the crew and like everybody's like, wait, who the fuck is this? You know what I mean? It's just like it doesn't feel right.
I mean, that's what happened with Brooke.
I mean,
well,
I'm looking at forward to Zoro. I'm looking forward to Zoro because she might be reminded of Uchimaru when she sees Zoro, and that could be a potentially interesting conversation.
But doesn't she know what Zoro looks like already?
Sorry, she should know what he looks like.
Because the wanted posters, she knows what they like from wanted posters. Like she knows what they look like.
If she got all those wanted posters,
I know it looks like. But I mean, when she sees his actual face, and she'll be able to compare them.
Or actually say something to him.
They're definitely related. Yeah, exactly. And I really, really like Yamato's character. Firstly, her voice actress in the anime is my favorite female voice actress of all time. So she automatically elevated into like high tier for me. I also love how passionate Yamato is and how like she seeks freedom. I like characters that seek freedom, that openly seek out freedom, because I believe that's the big theme of One Piece, and I think that she deserves freedom and she deserves to be on the ship. And I also love her interactions with Luffy. I find them hilarious. And the backstory with Ace, like her conversation with Ace, I'm not gonna lie to you, made me a little bit emotional because I was like, oh my god, we haven't seen Ace in a proper, like, we've seen him in Wano a lot, but like with another person, like doing his own shit. I really love that, like that whole interaction between both of them. And then when Ace mentioned Luffy, and then now she meets Luffy, it's like it's destiny for them to meet. Another big theme in One Piece, which is why I really, really like her character.
Thanks.
Yeah. I think the whole thing with like her not being able to interact with the crew, I think that's just the nature of where we are right now in like the story. Like they're in a war right now, so I think in this current moment, like there's no way for them to like interact without it like fucking up the like the fights and stuff. But I think like towards the end, like once they have that big ass banquet, then they can have character moments between the crew and her.
Yeah, but like, is that banquet enough? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, enough interaction just to be like, well, like, hey, you know what I'm saying? We ate together, so like, you know what I'm saying? Let's, you know what I'm saying? You want to join the crew? You know what
I mean, isn't that
like,
how Robin showed up and was like, I'm on the crew now, and like, that's it. That's what happened.
But what I'm saying, like, when it comes to Robin, right? she had some type of interaction with him like before. It's not really the same thing with Brook either, because like Brook joined up, but like he didn't actually officially join the crew. Nobody accepted him. Like nobody really accepted him joining the crew. Luffy just like, hey, do you want to join my crew? And he was like, yeah, sure.
It doesn't matter.
But at the end of the day, that's evidence by the fact that's supported by the fact whatever Luffy says goes. If Luffy says someone joined and they're joined,
no, but like, what I'm saying like is like just because Luffy said, yeah, you know what I'm saying, they're joining and stuff like that, the interactions has to still be there. Like when it comes to Robin, she already talked to everybody like on the crew, you know what I'm saying? Like when she like basically like ambushed them on the ship in that one time. And then she saved Luffy's life, and then you know what I'm saying, like so on and so forth. That's how it flowed. When it comes to Brook, they met Brook, they ate with Brook, they learned his backstory, they fought with Brook, you know what I'm saying? They had interactions with him, and then like nobody had any qualms about him actually joining the crew after that. Like I'm saying with Yamato,
go back to Robin. She jumped on the ship, and because she found Luffy interesting. And then she interacted with the rest of the crew, and then she became.
Yeah, she didn't really become an official member to like Enies lobby. Like that's what she was like. She didn't even call them by their names at that point.
Okay, all right. So I want to talk about that because that's an interesting point that I feel like a lot of people aren't really exploring thoroughly. So what Brazi was saying is facts. Like most of the members on the crew, we get an arc completely and entirely with them interacting with the crew so we can see how they fit with the dynamic of other Straw Hats. With Brook, I'm hearing people say, I don't know why Brook, but we got Thriller Bark for Brook. Like the arc kind of starts off with, let's go help Brook get his shadow back so he could possibly join our crew. Afterwards, they then get trapped in the Florian Triangle and then in Moria's ship. Like they get eaten, and they're like, all right, we have no choice now. But that's what Luffy said. He said he wanted to go help Brook get his shadow back. And upon, like, within Thriller Bark, right? So you have Brook interact with Frankie and Robin, two characters that he usually interacts with the most and categorized with throughout the series. So you have that interaction for Brook. But now let's get to Robin, because I see people talk about Robin as this interesting topic for Straw Hats that joined kind of in a weird way. With Robin, she did interact with the crew after Whiskey Peak, and going into Jaya. I'm saying Jaya. Little Garden. No. There we go.
Yeah, she was trying to give him the eternal pose.
Yeah, so she was trying to do that. So we've seen the interaction with Robin and the rest of the crew, and obviously when we see her after Alabasta and she gets on the ship, she's very mysterious, right? So it's like we're going to eventually explore her character to learn more about her, right? So that's why it's like, as Blitzy was saying, she doesn't call anybody else other than Luffy by their name. So like Zoro's swordsman, Nami's navigator, Chopper's doctor, Usopp's long nose, Sanji's the cook. But we will get to a point where we get for her arc, where we'll explore her character and we'll get more for that. Now we compare that for Yamato. We don't got too much time left in the series for us to get a whole arc to explore just Yamato's character. So it's a difference.
No, but we've
joining.
Put a lot of. Sorry for interrupting you, but we've explored a lot of Yamato's character already in Wano. Like we have her backstory, we have her goal, and we have a major interaction with Luffy, and now she's fighting Kaido on the roof with Luffy, further strengthening their bond together. So
we're talking about the interactions though with the crew as a whole. Like Frankie had, let's say, you could take Frankie. He has interactions with Usopp personally at the end of Water 7, and then he interacts with Sanji and Usopp on the train. And then not to mention with the whole crew at Enies lobby. You get these interactions with core members of the crew. It's like, all right, we'll see how they fit together. Eventually, we'll see how they fit with other people too. But Oda likes to establish that baseline of connection between the characters. With
couldn't like the argument be made with like Jinbei? Because in Marineford it was just Luffy and Jinbei.
Yes, but then what happened? We didn't get Jinbei until Fishman's Island.
That's what I'm saying. Like, personally, I think like after Wano, we're gonna get like one of those like mini arcs to take a breather because Wano's so long. I really feel like Oda is completely capable for him to make us care about this character and have the crew care about her like very quickly. Like, it's not hard for him to do that.
It's not. I mean, we already care about her right now.
I think when it comes to Yamato, like the way she's like, the way she is, like, her interaction with Luffy is similar to Rebecca and Luffy. Where like Rebecca, like, interact with, like, he saw her as an important person and stuff like that. But like, you know what I'm saying, at the end, she didn't join the crew. Like, she was just somebody important to Luffy. Same, like, kind of like similar with Shirahoshi, but not really, because Shirahoshi actually, like, you know, interacted with like part of the crew and stuff like that. But it's just like with Yamato, like the way she's like, the way everything's like working with her, it doesn't seem like she's going to even have that interaction with the rest.
I mean, I feel like there's plenty of time still for her to have
I wouldn't compare Yamato to Rebecca or Shirahoshi, because Yamato, firstly, is extremely strong, and she actually to see and sell and see the actual seas and see what Odin saw. Whereas Shirahoshi, she does have aspirations to see the land, but Rebecca doesn't really have true aspirations to go like outside of Dressrosa. She just wanted to go see her dad. So I wouldn't compare them to like Yamato.
I'm gonna let one more person go. Hold on, Brazi. Hold on. I'm gonna let one more person go, and we're gonna just wrap up this topic to get to something else.
Figure it out by the end of the arc.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay.
It's still a work in progress for everyone, it seems.
I feel the same way as Jesse and Ahmed do.
I say no. I feel like it's important for the entirety of everyone in the battle to see that Luffy is alive, because they kind of had just been going off Momo's word that he's alive. They don't know for sure that he's alive. It's like, all right, the morale is Momo says he's alive, so he must be, but we don't see him. So for the entire alliance to see Luffy, see Momo in his dragon state, see him in this a little bit more intimidating state. You know, he's a giant dragon now. He's not a little kid. So it's like you can take him more serious. So yeah, I think this chapter was a great chapter to establish that, so we can, you know, get that reaction from everyone. Like, it's just a setup chapter at the end of the day. Like, I don't know why some people are so upset about that when these type of chapters are common.
Yeah, I agree with every single word.
Oh,
I agree with every word he said. There's no doubt whatever he said there is fact. Also, it also kind of shows that Momonosuke is still a little bit clumsy in terms of flying, and it shows that even though he was grown up, he's still up to his same old tricks, like crashing into places. And this also boosts the morale of the entire alliance, because they see Luffy again. So it was basically perfect. And when they crashed back in, it was an amazing entrance too.
Yeah, I agree. And on top of that, it's only 6 pages as well, so I don't see why we got so much hate for backlash for it. Like it just, I don't know, it just petty complaints, I feel like. So I enjoyed it. I think it was necessary, and as Hugh says, it's a setup chapter, so I think it did its job.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I had no issue with it. Honestly, this is the first time I'm hearing that people had issues with it, because like I loved it. I loved because it showed, like, it started off right with him just flying in the sky. He zapped up there real quick. We got to see the entirety of, like, you know, the skull. We got to see the top of it, and then we got to see him crash into the side of it. Got to see everybody. You know what I'm saying? So you get to see where they are. We got to see him progress all the way up to the roof. I thought it was cool. You know. It's just a cool. You get to see everything. You get to basically get like a map. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Okay.
And he looks amazing as a dragon too.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you got to see his full size dragon, bro. He definitely looks like Shanro, man. Let's go! Fucking phone! Snakeman! The fucking dog, bro! I'm so fucking mad, bro!
Don't you think it's
This guy, bro?
I love the energy, bro. I love it.
Bro, I fucking lost my mind, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. And then when I fucking realized that this nigga Oda didn't even show the proper form, like in a fucking full spread, I was depressed. I was like, why, Oda? Nigga, why'd you do this to me, bro?
This motherfucker's still on the train, bro. I said, this motherfucker's still on the train screaming right now, bro.
Everybody's looking at him like, what?
I'm not understand now, bro.
Okay. But now what I was gonna say about the Snakeman thing, excuse me, is I think it's interesting how Oda like decided not to show Luffy at all. like he just showed his like face and like the arm, but like he didn't like show like the full body. I wonder if like because it's Conqueror's. Wait, you said what?
He showed full body. It's a small panel.
It did, but it wasn't like drawing. Like, he didn't. Oh, you mean in detail? Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, because it's like you can see it from like probably like afar, but it's like what can you like? You can't make out like too much with that. Like I think there's a reason why he did it like that. You know what I mean? Like
you think his form changed somehow?
Yeah, like there's probably like additions to his form. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's like because like also with the combination of Rio and Conqueror's coding, maybe like his form like changed and it like it looks different. Like I'm just excited to like see it the next time we ever see the battle going on.
So bro, I feel like
I just want a lot. Go on, bro. Sorry, I interrupted you. I already suck. What are you saying?
Sorry, it's good, bro. I feel like it's going to so look like Snakeman. It's just going to be like when Luffy takes his normal attack and then he applies gear second to it, or he takes a normal attack and applies gear third to it, or the gear fourth. Like you're going to see that same attack, but now it's adding properties on top of it. So it's like with what's the difference between I think Jet Bullet and like Hawk Bullet? It's Armin and Hockey. So it's like with this, it's like now he's adding Conqueror's coding to his attacks. And he's also maybe establishing real techniques and applications as well. I feel like what we're going to see, since he's like, we see Snakeman, we're going to see maybe Luffy cycle through all of his forms, like how he would do for gear third and gear second. Like he'll go for one attack into that one form, and then he'll switch out, and he'll just keep doing that. Probably for a decent part of this beginning part of the fight.
I agree with you completely. I think Oda did that, made him go out of Snakeman to show that he can freely go in and out of the Gear 4 forms now without any issues. So the way he hit him and then went back to normal, like there was no issues. Whereas I don't think he could have done that in Whole Cake Island. So he's come a long way, even with his Gear 4 mastery.
I think when it comes to like the Gear 4 thing, it's like because we seen like him do the same thing with Bound Man, like against the ship with like Kid and Law. Now we're seeing it with Snakeman. We're probably going to see it with Tank Man too. I think like like the battle's going to be like him shifting through the gears and then like his final gear, like because Oda did say like he kind of alluded to like a Gear 5th in like one of the SBSs. So I think. Gear 5th, or what we thought what Gear 5th would be like the perfect balance, like incorporating all his gears into like one form. So like now he's like,
and he's gonna be control. Yeah.
So that would be cool,
bro. If he's like a solid version of himself, incorporating all of the fucking aspects of all the other gears, that would be crazy.
Yeah, I mean, because you gotta think too. Like, imagine he does King Kong gun, but it's Jet Culverin like. So it's like a King Kong gun that can just travel super fast and hit you no matter what. That would be kind of
Black Mamba coming back. Black Mamba coming back.
Black Mamba has to come back. It has to come back, bro. Black Mamba, that's my fucking favorite attack of all time, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's my number one, bro.
Yeah, it's coming back, y'all. With Conqueror's coding, it's coming back,
bro. When I saw that fucking squiggle of like the fucking Luffy's hair, Snakeman, I was going crazy, bro. I was like, oh, why'd you do this to me, bro? I wanted to see the fucking full form, man. I was so hyped, bro, when he said Snakeman. I was so fucking hyped, bro.
Yeah. I'm really happy about him going back into Snakeman. I think Oda needs to stick with this, like going in the gear and going back out of the gear, like only when like Luffy absolutely needs to jump into the gear for a particular reason. I don't feel like Oda should keep him in Gear 4, whether it be Snakeman or Bounce Man, because I just think like it's just too taxing on his hockey.
Now, but I think that Rio, mastering Rio, the flow of haki, also benefits him in being more efficient with his haki in the Gear 4 forms, because they use his arm haki anyway. So now he's mastered Rio, he should be able to use it and it's less taxing on his body, and he should be able to just freely switch out.
Yeah, I definitely agree too. I just feel like I think Luffy learned a lot in that 30 minutes, or roughly 30 minutes of fighting Kaido. I feel like Oda definitely is going to give us like a mini flashback about that as well. So we can see like what happened, or maybe Luffy also learned something else, because I don't think that, obviously, as we know, Luffy learns as he keeps fighting, right? He's a battle genius.
Monkey do, as his name says.
So I think that I think he learned something. I think he's seen something. Maybe just at the time it was just not the right time, but now that he's ate a month's worth of food, he's back. His spirit is up. I think he.
But he ate some sense to me, bro.
Yeah,
he ate some sense to me, bro. That's what he did.
Ooh. Oh, when Luffy pulled up, bro. Oh, Luffy just sitting there with his arms crossed on top of Momo.
Yeah, I just posted it in the Discord.
Yeah, this whole final page, I feel like Oda was just waiting to do it. I feel like he wanted to do the imagery of Kaido looking at another dragon, Momonosuke looking at Kaido.
Who the fuck is this dragon?
Form. Right. You also get Momo's third declaration that he's going to be the Shogun of Wano. He gets that alongside Luffy. I like to think that Momonosuke was inspired by Luffy to constantly yell out his dream and ambition because he wants to be like Luffy. But, that's a conversation for a different time. As far as I've seen people take this last panel of Kaido saying this world doesn't need two dragons too literal. Like, I don't get why people believe that means this is evidence that he's going to die, because this is within his character to say. If there's another dragon, he's a dragon. He doesn't want there to be another dragon. Like, just like how
there's two of them.
Just like how he told Luffy after, I guess more so his henchmen, that we don't need too many conquerors. Like, we don't need all these supreme kings running around. Like, it's the same thing. It's the same exact moment. Like,
he views it as disrespectful to him. So of course he's gonna say that ain't nobody as cold as me. That's basically what he's saying.
We got one more. We got the last topic is about the predictions.
Yes.
Oh, so okay. So then, kick it off, Bossy, bro. Give us your predictions, bro.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right, so starting off the next chapter, I can see like the continuation of Luffy versus Kaido, where Luffy actually doesn't stay on to Momo's head, but he's actually trying to attack Kaido like himself. And hey, yo, like, bro, that shit crazy.
Man said he gonna stay on Momo's head. Oh,
whoa!
Damn, what we talking about?
Momo, let me. Wait, hold on.
He gonna hop off of Momo? Oh man, he down bad now, huh? We down bad, aren't we?
And fucking K, damn, that's crazy. But nah, he gonna separate from Momo. And then like they're gonna be attacking like simultaneously, or at least like Momo is gonna have the courage to actually attack Kaido, where Luffy's attacking. Momo is probably going to get courage seeing what Luffy is doing, even though he actually lost against Kaido multiple times. He's he's probably going to get courage and motivations like, oh well, this guy could muster up the courage no matter how young he is, to do all these things. I aged up, I got older, now I'm older than him, and I'm still cowering like a weakling, and then that's going to be his motivation to actually try to attack Kaido. Where Yamato is probably going to be on his side, actually trying to motivate him as well, talk him into it. Right. That's my prediction.
Okay. Who next got with their prediction?
I'll go. I already kind of gave my prediction for the next chapter. I said that's going to be a Yamato backstory chapter. I feel like, I feel like I'm going to be dead wrong on this, but I feel like the end of last chapter was kind of like the start of the next section of the Kaido fight. So we see Kaido go back into his dragon form, which we have kind of seen is the one form that performs the weakest. against everyone. So I'm pretty sure Oda brought that back out so that we can have more of Momonosuke's involvement in the fight. He probably will stay in the dragon the entire time, maybe clash and do some dragon versus dragon attacks. I do think it's interesting though that that member of CP0 that said like, well, thank God the fruit was a failure. Let's just say that. It's like it's kind of alluding to me that maybe the fruit itself will be doing something to Momo once it reaches its like ripeness, or he reached a peak in his maturity and like physical capability. So I'm interested to see if he gets some added abilities that Kaido doesn't have himself. I'm trying to do some research on dragons to see what kind of abilities they can bring.
Okay. My prediction for the next chapter is I think it's going to be a slight continuation. Starting off with the Momonosuke versus Kaido and Luffy also. I think we then are going to start seeing potentially the live floor again. There's a good chance that we go back to the live floor. We should be getting some more like maybe a pool X Drake. See what's going on there. X Drake? Supposed to be fighting a pool, I guess.
I hope they off-screen that fight.
Oh my god! I think we're going to get Kid though. I think Kid Law versus Big Mom is probably going to take up about half of the chapter, or at least a good chunk of the chapter. So I think it's going to be like a mixture of on the rooftop and down low.
Go on, bro. Sorry.
No, I said I think it's going to be a mixture of on the rooftop. I'm going to start off on the rooftop, but I think it's going to segue to live floor for like a little bit, but then we're going to end it on Kid and Law versus Big Mom. That's my prediction.
That's basically what I was going to say. So, yeah, Huey and East, basically. Ditto.
I think personally, I think it's going to switch between both battles, but I think it's also going to go back to Killer against Hawkins because that battle has a major weigh-in on what's happening in the Kid and Law fight. So, Killer has to somehow beat him without killing him. So that's very interesting. I don't know how he's going to do that, but
I've seen people discuss Killer's going to target one of Hawkinson's arms.
Yeah.
And then like that's going to be Kid's arm, so he could transfer damage over to him without actually harming Kid. But
yeah,
I don't see how that effectively defeats Hawkins though, because he could just, as far as we know, could just keep transferring the damage over.
And like, what if he bleeds out?
That
counts life.
I mean, his attacks are funny boom. Maybe Killer could hit him fast enough so that the damage doesn't transfer over to Kid's body.
Yeah, I mean,
he could hit him faster than the transfer process.
I mean, yeah, that's actually a cool idea. Because, like, one thing about Killer's Cypher is that they move by speed. Like, he makes them go super fast. So it's like maybe he can move it faster than Hawkins can actually transfer the damage to Kid.
Which would be interesting, and also boost his overall like viewing in people. Like, people think he's some sort of scrub. I think Killer is amazing.
I think Killer showed out pretty well on the roof. I don't think Killer is a scrub.
And I think he showed up pretty well. And I think that what's happening right now on that floor is their time. The roof was Luffy and Zoro, and I think now is Kid and Killer. And I think they're going to show us something really interesting.
Right. Anybody else have any predictions for the next chapter that they want to say?
Going once, going twice.
I guess not.
Okay. So